Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and welcome to the News Hour with your favorite host and host Jennifer Rogers. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe to us on our other social media platforms. We are available on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you're not following us on all our other platforms, please go ahead and do so and follow us on all our social media platforms. And do not forget to share this video with all your friends and family so they are aware about all the things happening in Qatar and all around the world. And with that, I have about 5 updates for you today, out of which the first one is kind of a very good news for all my Pakistani friends out there. And also, I forgot to wish you a very happy weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend today. And with that, the first update is Qatar Airways to resume flights to the 5th destination in Pakistan. So yes, Qatar Airways is restarting flights to one more destination in Pakistan. From September 1st, the airlines will operate 3 flights per week to Sialkot. So earlier, Qatar Airways had increased its services to Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore and Peshawar. But now the airlines operates about 49 weekly flights to 4 gateways in Pakistan with its Boeing 787 and its aircraft A350. Now the flights to Islamabad have increased from 11 to 14 flights per week, and from Karachi it's 10 to 14 flights per week, to Lahore from 11 to 14 weekly flights, and to Peshawar from 5 to 7 weekly flights. A tweet as sent by the Qatar Airways, they said in their tweet that we are excited to resume services to our 5th destination in Pakistan with 3 weekly flights to #Sialkot starting from the 1st of September, #Qatar Airways. So with that, let me get to the second update of the day, which is Labour Ministry now launches National Employment Program for Qatari citizens. So Qatarization plan aims to provide citizens with opportunities to get jobs suitable for their qualification. So the Ministry of Administrative Development, Labour and Social Affairs has launched the National Employment Program Quadair, where all job availables in Qatar in the government and private sectors will be displayed. Now this is done with the aim of providing citizens with the opportunity to get jobs that suit their qualification. Job seekers will be able to register on the platform as per Monday, August 24th, 2020, and 4,800 jobs will be offered in all the specialities of various qualifications starting from September 2020. Now, in this context, His Excellency the Minister of Administrative Development, Labour and Social Affairs thanked His Excellency the Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdul Aziz Al Thani, for his constant and continuous support for the efforts aimed at employing nationals in the government and private sectors, and for raising the rate of Qatarization in private sectors up to 60%. And his directives to simplify the procedure, remove all the obstacles and speed up the process for providing all services online. Now, the minister affirmed that Quadair was launched as a flexible and easy way to enable job seekers to find opportunity that matched their qualifications and experience in government and private sectors both, and link job notifications with the authorities directly to conduct personal interviews without the need of the ministry to intervene in the process of selecting the appropriate job and the entity. Okay, so His Excellency the Minister said that these procedures are carried out electronically, starting with creating a CV, registering, then selecting the appropriate job, and conducting a personal interview by the body concerned up to accepting an appointment. Adding the ministry's role through the Quadair platform is to coordinate with the authorities in addition to guiding and counseling job seekers and following up with the employers. Now on August 24, the platform will be open for registration and submitting of CVs, and in September, candidates will be able to view and choose suitable jobs. During the first stage, registration will be for female and male citizens who do not have jobs. Okay, His Excellency the Minister said, adding that those born to Qatari mothers shall be nominated for jobs in the private sectors. His Excellency the Prime Minister noted that the nationals wishing to obtain jobs should have complete education in the areas that they are compatible with the requirements for the labor market. Now, or they should join the government scholarship program or the professional training program that qualifies them to meet the required specialization in the labor market. His Excellency the Minister called on all job seekers to take advantage of the services provided by the National Employment Platform Quadair. At a press conference held on the occasion of the launch of the platform, Assistant Under Secretary of Administrative Development Affairs confirmed that the opening of registration will begin on August 24th from 4,800 jobs in state-owned entities or with its contribution or subject to the retirement and pension laws, pointing out that the number is subjected to increase. He stated that only those registered with the Ministry of Labour will be recruited, and person may apply for one job in any entity. If he is refused, he will be allowed to apply for another. When the entity accepts the job seeker, he will be appointed immediately, and the ministry will then follow up the recruitment process and attend some personal interviews. Al-Dosari advised high school students to avail of the scholarship to pursue specialization needed by the labor market, as well as to join training programs required for professional jobs. He said those who are currently registered with the ministry must register with Quadair as well again and create a special CV because the platform needs more details. However, the ministry will transfer the attachment submitted with the earlier application to the platform that the candidate needs not to attach again. Al-Dosari said employers have to check the application and enter results of the interview conducted with the job seekers. The Director of National Human Resource Development Department, Abdul Aziz Hassan, emphasized the importance of ensuring that the personal data is entered into the system correctly with the required documents along attached. Okay. Now, the Director of Information System Department at the Ministry, Mona Al-Fadhili, spoke about the technical support of job seekers, noting that Quadair has been designed in an easy and secure manner and adapts data confidentially and privately. She advised against using mobile phones in this registration process and rely instead on laptops and computers because the platform contains many services that are difficult to use on a mobile phone. She affirmed the presence of a technical team that will provide support to job seekers and facilitate the registration process and help them overcome any obstacles they may face during using the links on the platform, in addition to the telephone numbers for communication. With that, let me get to the third update of the day, which is QFA officially submits bid to host for 2027 AFC Asian Cup. So Qatar Football Association on Thursday announced that it has officially submitted its bid to host the 2027 AFC Asian Cup. The QFA sent an integrated file to AFC detailing how Qatar fulfills all the hosting requirements for the Cup, a fact supported by numerous tournaments hosted by the country at the continental and global level in the past, also by the preparations of the event to come in the future. QFA President His Excellency said the submission to bid files to host the 2027 AFC Asian Cup undoubtedly shows our wise leadership desire for an optical investment for the FIFA World Cup that's going to happen in 2022. It's not just about holding the tournament and achieving the expected success. It will be a great addition to the reputation Qatar enjoys when it comes to organizing major sports tournament. We must bear in mind that this is a constant endeavor for us to continue organizing such big events at levels like we have done before with great success, as witnessed by all. He said that Qatar will be ready to host the 19th edition of the Asian Cup, taking advantage of the country's modern sport facilities that will host the FIFA World Cup 2022, which will be a legacy for future generations of Asians in line with Qatar's national vision for 2030. This will be an addition to the full completion of other infrastructure projects and services related to FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, such as road networks, transportation options, hotels and all other levels, out of which is included in the bid file. Now the QFA president said winning the Asian Cup in its latest edition was a great achievement for us, and the spirit of the challenge that contributed to the triumph which led us to the other successes in terms of hosting and organizing a tournament that Asia deserves, and we will be proud to have it here in Qatar once again. At the same time, we will not neglect the important role played by our cadets in the Qatar series of successes. Qatar places the utmost importance on this, and we have people with great experience who have contributed effectively to the organization of different sporting events, and as a result of years of investment in human resources development, which is an additional strength and pillar to the country's bid file. QFA Vice President also stated that we are looking forward to achieving by organizing the AFC Asian Cup 2027 is to strengthen the great partnership and fruitful constructive cooperation we share with the Asian football at all levels. Now, QFA has been one of the main supporters of AFC through several projects and events that were organized both in the past and those that have been held in the near future, as said by Q&A. Now, this is one of the most important updates for today, which I want you all to really listen to me properly. Now, remember that a valid health card is important for both citizens and residents. So, a health card contains the person's ID number, nationality, photo and date of issue, and is available to all citizens and residents of Qatar. Citizens and residents of Qatar can apply for the health card to access services at any of the Hamad Medical Corporation healthcare facilities or hospitals. Now, this card is the same size as a driving license. It contains your ID number, nationality, photo and date of issue, and are available to all residents of Qatar. Consultations on non-emergency treatments may cost extra but will be subsidized for those who hold a valid health card. Holders of health card can also have their prescriptions filled at a government-run pharmacy at subsidized rates. To obtain a health card, visit the primary healthcare center (PHCC) nearest to where you live. There will be a need to fill out the appropriate forms. You will be issued a PHCC health file number. Now, when you go to do so, please take the following things that I tell you along with you. Okay, so the first one is for Qatari adults. You have to carry a copy of your passport or ID, a passport size photograph that's about 4 centimeters to 3 centimeters, okay, and a fee of Qatari riyals 50. Now Qatari children must take along with them birth certificate with Qatari personal identity number or passport, a passport size photograph, vaccination card for the first time users, for the first time issues, and a fee of Qatari riyals 50. Now GCC nationals and adult residents, you have to take along with you a copy of your passport or ID with Qatar personal identification number, a passport size photograph, your old health card in case if it's a renewal, and a fee of Qatari riyals 50. Okay, so now GCC national children residents, okay, so birth certificates or passport with Qatar personal identity number, one passport size photograph, vaccination card if you're issuing for the first time for children born in Qatar, an old health ID card in case of renewal, and a fee of Qatari riyals 50. Now adults residents, so this is for all the residents, okay. You have to take your valid QID or passport with your resident permit, okay. You have to take a passport size photograph and a fee of Qatari riyals 100. Now children of the residents, passport with valid residence permit, a passport size photograph, a vaccination card for the first time issues or for those born in Qatar who have had their vaccinations earlier in Qatar, and a fee of Qatari riyals 100. Now let's talk about domestic staff, okay. So valid passport with valid resident permit, a passport size photograph, original QID of the sponsor, and a fee of Qatari riyals 50. As for professionals approved by MOI for personal sponsorship. Rest all, okay. A copy of a utility bill, phone, water, electricity. This proves where you live. Okay, you must also pay using your credit card. They are not accepting any cash right now, so please carry a credit or a debit card. The health center will either issue you with your card immediately, or they may ask you to return after a few days to collect it. Now please note that the health cards are issued during morning working hours only. So you won't be getting the services afterwards later in the day. So please go morning and do it. Now how do you renew a health card? Okay, renewing your health card is a simple process and it can be done immediately at any Hamad Medical Corporation hospitals. Now please ask your patient or the visitor service center staff to direct you to the right location in each hospital. Now cards can be renewed online via Hukumi website also, or the Qatar government portal. Okay. Now if you lose your health card but it is still valid, Qatari nationals will be need to pay 50 Qatari riyals for replacement, and non-Qatari people have to pay around 100 riyals for replacement. And if you lose your health card and it has expired, then nationals will need to pay Qatari riyals 100 for replacement, and non-Qataris will have to pay 200 for replacement. Now let's get to the fifth update of the day. I see Mr. Nazir Channa has asked me a question. May I seek a job in your country, ex-banker with... well sir, you can possibly go to most of the job seeking website and do that. And if I do have a link for this, I will post it down on the comment section so it's helpful for you. Okay. With that, let me get to the fifth update of the day, which is SC. HBKU joins hands with to offer courses on sustainability in sports event. So sustainability has played a central part in building up to the FIFA World Cup 2022 ever since Qatar won the rights to host the major sports event. Now, as a part of its efforts to continuously share knowledge gained from Qatar FIFA World Cup 2022 preparation, the Supreme Court Committee of Delivery and Legacy SC is partnering with Hamad bin Khalifa University HBKU to offer an online course according to according to the Qatar News Agency. Now, the sustainability and major sports event course will be delivered in collaboration with the Josur Institute, launched with the purpose of building the capacity of sports and events industries in Qatar and the MENA region, and edX, which is a non-profit online learning platform founded by the Harvard University and the Massachusetts University of Technology. Sustainability has played a central part in the building up to Qatar 2020 ever since Qatar won the right to host the major sport event in 2010. Now, this includes a strong commitment to incorporate the 5 pillars of sustainability: human, social, economic, governance, and environment. Now, in all aspects of the tournament, readiness and the human legacy that the event will have on Qatar and beyond. After running the course successfully last year, in which more than 900 people from around the world registered, we wanted to continue the collaboration with HBKU because we truly believe in the power of Qatar 2022 in creating a sustainable shift in the way major sports event incorporate sustainability in every aspect of their delivery, as said by the Senior Manager of Sustainability and Environment at SC. From waters and waste management to ensuring that the infrastructure are built leaves on long-term legacy for all commitments, we strive to make the sustainability inform every aspect of our work. It is a culture and body of knowledge that we want to share with the rest of the world, he also added. Now, HBKU sees the course as an opportunity to continue the work in doing to provide world-class educational content through a series of innovative online courses that will be delivered through the recently launched HBKU platform. With the launch of the HBKUX, we are proud to be the first university in the Middle East to offer a robust online learning platform that makes quality academic programs and course accessible to millions of learners around the world, as said by Dr. Susan, the Dean of the College of Law at HBKU. Now, the partnership and organization like the Supreme Committee of Delivery and Legacy allows us to provide our students with unprecedented access through leaders who are working on delivering one of the world's largest sports event. Added by the acting associate provost of teaching and learning at HBKU. In order to receive the certification, students must complete 2 different courses. One is planning and the other is implementation. Okay, so the courses explore the concept of sustainability in the context of major sports events and help students learn how to formulate and write a sustainability strategy. In addition, the students are taught how to track the process and impact of a sustainability action plan to ensure the procurement process and practices are sustainable. Plans for delivery, legacy, and long-term impact, and create target and delivery at effective communication campaigns. Now, imparting the tremendous amount of knowledge gained from the experience of organizing major events in Qatar, like Qatar 2020, is one of the most important part of the legacy of this tournament, which we leave, as said by the sustainable and environmental subject matter expert, who will be one of the many instructors to deliver this course. Registration for the program is now open through the Hamad bin Khalifa University website. With this, I'm done with all the updates for today. Thank you so much for logging on to Qatar Day. Keep loving, keep supporting, keep watching Qatar Day, the pulse of the nation. Me, your host, and those Jennifer Rogers. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. But then remember to stay home, stay safe, look after yourself, and stay healthy. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Khuda Hafiz. Thank you so much. And for all the people who have commented, do not worry. Even if I close up this live session right now, I will still get back to you on the comment section. Okay, so thank you so much. Bye bye.